Pansy is working on a plan. It will involve her newfound skills in carpentry and a trick or two that she has picked up these past few days. In adjusting to life in the apocalypse, Pansy has surprised herself more than once with what she has become capable of. What, she wonders, would her mother, Molly Wolfe, the famous architect, make of the remodelling that she's been busy doing to secure her upper story accommodations? It suddenly struck Pansy that while Molly had been devoted to building houses for other people, it was just a little sad that she'd never really been able to build a home for her own family. And now, perhaps, it was too late.
Is it crazy if I just made me alive? Got a feeling that I might die tonight. Woke up in the morning.
Another day, another dollar, huh, Pansy? Okay, she's going to very quickly, bit of fast forwarding. Oh yeah, remember your weapons when you go out into the zombie infested wilds. We're going to pick up where we left off with the neighborhood to give ourselves access to stuff. And with stuff, there is the possibility of picking up a crowbar, bobby pins, getting into some lockpicking. So we're going to let her dash around the neighborhood a little bit, see what there is. Good point, Pansy. Stop and grab some food. Okay, no stone unturned. Oh, guns, ammunition. See, stuff is being picked up, but not exactly precisely the burglar tools. So what we're going to do now, this is my big bet for the day, the survivor house. So, Pansy, take it steady, have a look around the neighborhood, make sure not to be interrupted by a wandering horde when we go into this house. We're going to keep our eyes open, probably check for an alarm, be a good thing, nobody about. Again, very, very quiet, despite the apocalypse proceeding around us in other areas. We've been really lucky. Lucky with the way that the spawn kicked in, and lucky with that helicopter, and the fallout of the helicopter event basically has just given us more breathing space. Okay, we're in. This is a survivor house. We can tell that because someone has applied planks to those rear windows. It didn't do them no good though. They didn't even get to finish the job, but what did they put by? So, some medical stuff. More than your normal everyday medicals that you might find in a suburban house. This is a good sign that someone was laying stuff down. Okay, here we go. The cupboard. Yes, that is what I'm talking about. This is a bunch of stuff. And looky there, a katana. And a crowbar, of course. Precisely what we were hoping for. And the rest of it is not too shabby either. So Pansy, collect it up in your bag. And let's see how this lockpicking works. Let's do that should be the next thing. I don't even know what the mechanic looks like at this point. I should be interested to see. I didn't appreciate that the better lockpicking would bring the different hot wiring for the vehicles. So let's see how it looks when we try to pry open a lock. Now there is the rest of the upper house to explore, and there might be guns, ammunition, whatever up there, and indeed zombies, so be careful. But I think what we'll do first is have a go with the locks. We're overloaded as well with all the equipment we just picked up. It's kind of hurting us. So we're not really... Oh, hey, it's a mini game. Okay, we hit yellow, we were aiming for green. Red. You get a bit on red. A bit more on yellow than on red. I just missed the green again. Oh, it's building up exhaustion, fatigue. We're nearly there though. Smashed it. So we're going to have to nope out of here because we're overloaded. We've got to get all this precious stuff straight back home and sorted out. And I think that knocking noise indicated there was occupants upstairs in the survivor house, the poor guys. So we may go back there and have a look. But right now, my primary concern is for Pansy to get all the stuff stowed away, and really to push our real objective forward. The heist at the bookshop. But in order to get ready for that, I just want to try out a little bit more on this lock picking, see how that works. I'm always concerned that when we add mods in afterwards that they're not quite working properly and stuff like that, because I read somewhere that she should have a couple of levels of lockpicking being a burglar with the mod, and I think that that's missing because it was applied after the fact. So we may have to do something about that in due course, but I just need to figure it out a little bit more first. And then we'll see. So anyway, while she settles down to catch up on a bit of reading, sort of a bit of a afternoon sit down, we'll leave her to figure out where everything's gonna go, which actually is a little bit of a problem. The fatigue is coming down. That's a side effect of crowbarring everything open, so it does seem that the harder you have to try to lever those locks, you're going to wear yourself out in the process, which makes sense. So that's the cost, and obviously the benefit is you're getting in somewhere without resorting to chopping a door down. I think with the bobby pins it'll be even more interesting because I should be able to lock doors behind me as I go through places, because I believe some of the evolved state of the CDDA zombies is that they can open doors, but I don't think they can unlock them. So that's just another little ability that we'll have if we develop that, which is cool because it's along the lines of what Pansy is all about. Okay, so that's the carpentry book, and carpentry is going to be really important to the task in hand. So at 3:30 in the afternoon, I think the best course of action is to catch up with some reading, build our skill knowledges up in the process, and tomorrow have a go at mastering the lockpicking minigame a little bit more in preparation for the heists to come. Okay, this is not the greatest spot in the universe, and one of the mods that we've applied is the Rosewood expansion, which has obviously more territory and stuff to explore, but from a narrative point of view, I'm going to say that Pansy is aware of a bunker that was discussed amongst her ne'er-do-wells and peer group, who were always kind of keen on the place as a possible delinquent den of delights, though it was more kind of a fable. But she once heard from a guy who says a friend of his was arrested trying to break into the place, but of course that would be an option for accommodation that might be useful in keeping out of the way of zombies, and can also give us room to flex more of the hydrocraft stuff and try and get to grips with what can't be done in an out of the way place. So it's close to the town for access to resources and keeping things a little bit more spicy and interesting than just sitting in a hut in the woods. So I think that's going to be an objective. However, again, as the mod has been applied to an existing save, the map is not showing up at the moment because we've been in the vicinity where the map overlays in the vanilla game, which suppresses the mod. So that's something that there's a process to fix, which I'm going to have to figure out, have a little play around with sort of offline, and see if we can't put a bit of Rosewood expansion into the mix. So 11:10, reading furiously. The day's coming to an end. It's time for zombie, I keep saying that, Pansy and zombie with the similar syllables at the end of the name. That was zombies on the brain, of course. It's time for Pansy to pack up for the night, take it easy, and tomorrow is yet another day where she can experiment and play with her new crowbar, figure out how to get into places. So there we are, a nice rest, we're back at it. So let's have a look. We'll find some house that's got a locked door, I guess, is the next thing up, and we'll work out how we're gonna if we're really missing those skills, right? I mean, it's quite clear that I think there's a bug and there might be a patch that I can apply, but I don't think she's going to be able to benefit from the patch as an existing character record, as it were. So we may have to finagle that with the debug function, but that's okay, we can do that. See how we go. So there is quite a little bit of administration to do just to get the game moving in the direction that we want it to go. Alright, there you go, the mini game. So these green bars and yellow bars are a certain proportion of the overall distance, making it obviously easier and harder to target. And what happens when your skill goes up versus the lock difficulty, I guess the bar increases. And some locks I suspect are going to be harder than others, meaning the green target, landing target, is going to be smaller and thus actually harder to hit. So let's check out a few places and of course not neglect our looting in the process. Like here's a couple of good bookcases that we should have a look at, collect our stuff up, because books are the key. Knowledge is the power, Pansy. You know that. And that exhaustion has kicked in again, opening the locks. So I suspect that the more often and the sooner you hit the green zone, the less effort you'll expend in the process. Okay, getting hungry as well. So we'll see what's in the kitchen at this place and have a little bit of our lunch at just gone midday. Nice to see the body clock is matching up to a normal circadian rhythm. Just look through the books. We'll see about some lunch, and then take the crowbar out to the next thing and see what we can conclude. Okay, there's a woodcraft video. Excellent. That helps a lot. So we got the book. We read the book last night and we got the video. And that's some free experience right there, because we missed all the TV programs. And we didn't really know what it was she was going to be doing at the time. But I think it's clear now we need to get to grips with some carpentry as the next best step forward. Interesting set of books in this place. This was a real... Notice how some houses just don't have any. But this guy clearly, or this family, was very keen on their literature. Okay. I faded into the kitchen for some lunch. What have we got? Cheese. Can't get enough of it. Okay. Nice bits and bobs. Okay, and I think we need to have a sit down as well and see if we can get rid of this fatigue. Okay, well fed. We need to be well rested. Oh, set a spell, Pansy. Take the weight off. Sit and digest. Yeah, put your books in your bag. Be easier to carry. One, two, three, four. Yeah. Okay. We can move on a little bit more. What's in the cupboards? There's a whole bunch of food. Okay, let's fast forward time. Make sure she hasn't missed anything. Quickly nip around the house. I didn't hear any occupants, so good option to move time on a little bit more quickly. And get to the next thing. Next thing being the garage door. Any alarms? Always worth checking, huh? No. Now then, what kind of a lock has it got? No poppy pins, of course. Right, what are you doing? Come on. Let's have a look-see. Oh, this is a hardcore lock. Loads and loads of red. So, I'm expecting to wear myself out in the process of not making much progress. There we go, there's some fatigue kicking in. Straining away, Pansy. Use those levers. Yeah, there's going to be no chance. I'm just interested at this point to see what happens when you max out. Because presumably there'll come a point where the game's failed and you have to move on. And what happens if you fail? Can you try again, or is the lock broken? I'm kind of just interested in knowing what happens. Do we break ourselves in the process? Well, yeah, we wear ourselves out, but do we break the lock? Okay, that ended. The game was over. I guess that's like so many chances used up and not enough progress made. And if we hit it again, what does it look like? Oh, yeah, it's gotten worse. Well, that makes sense, right? It's harder to do. So I think we will return to the classic mode of entry. Yeah, speed things up a little bit. Push on, okay? We're getting towards our afternoon slot. We've got some stuff we need to pack up, put away, and take it easy, right? One step at a time. We don't need to do too much, especially as we've picked up the fatigue. That would obviously cause us difficulties with the melee and whatever moderate is coming up. The resting is working, and there we go. Okay, so we're getting towards evening again. So rather than head on out, I think it's high time that we did something about the access that we have to the rest of this upper story, being hemmed in to this, well, not one room, because we've got the bathroom, and it's very handy, it's been to have these cupboards, but they are filling up, and we are collecting increasingly large amounts of stuff as we go around and about. So maybe having access, secure access out to the rest of the upper story is going to help us stay on top of the inventory and help us keep ourselves organized. So that's Pansy's job. at the moment is just to do a little bit of coordinating the equipment, stocks and supplies. So okay, let's see about moving this fridge for the final time, hopefully, and go and have a look at where we can put stuff in the other rooms to kind of make some, well, improve that capacity. Spin the fridge around. I don't like the way that's facing. Put the back of the fridge up against the wall, Pansy. We've got to keep it neat and tidy. Okay, get your bag of bits, put it on your back. And let's go have a look out here. We've not been out here for a little while. Okay, nobody's been up to push our tables and chair around or whatever. Okay, so we do have the bathroom cabinet and 2 other rooms. In here, there's the desk. And yeah, plenty of space there. Can drop some stuff off. Now, I'm kind of opposed to just littering the floor with things because I think it's valid, you know, you can see what you've got, but it does not sit well with me at all. So I like the idea of things being put away. Just somehow helps me focus. I think that's how Pansy would be, not just scattering her stuff all over the place. Perhaps takes a little bit longer, but somehow in the greater scheme of things it keeps her more organised, and hopefully she won't forget where things may be. Right, we're going to speed time up because the next thing to do is grab carpentry experience. So anything that can be dismantled will be dismantled, and we'll make some progress towards a rank of carpentry. Move the things out of the cupboards and what have you and take them apart. Yeah, the chairs as well. All good stuff. Evening's wearing on and the carpentry skill is coming up. Yeah, these table and chairs should see it done. Have something to eat. You've got to feed the inner carpenter, Pansy. Keep the arm swinging. The saw sawing. There you go, that was your rank in carpentry, your first rank. You are beginning to master the art of woodcraft. Right, the TV. Of course we need a TV because we have, talking of woodcraft, got a woodcraft video to watch. So let's set ourselves up a TV here. And rather than have it downstairs, it's coming up here because up here will be safe and downstairs will be not safe. Okay, don't like it on the floor there, huh? So go back down. Just turn the light on first and have a look, because the key to this is going to be disassembling the floor. Disassembling, and the floor is actually underneath the wooden decorative surface that we can see here, these planks. So we need to fetch them up and then dismantle the actual floor underneath. Now create holes, and of course zombies can't jump, and that means that they will fall down and leave us alone. Well, that's the theory, and we're going to put that into practice as soon as we've got everything that we might need upstairs from downstairs. I mean, we can still go up and down via the sheet rope there, but ideally we want an internal rope, and you can't attach the sheet rope to the floor, so you have to have enough carpentry to build, I believe, a fence
And to do that, we need to watch the video. And we'll do that in a little while. But now we're just going to inspect how we do this. So I think this is right. We pick up the floor ring cover, the veneer surface. Now we can't dismantle right at the top of the stairs because that actually comes with the stairs itself. So we can take up the adjacent tiles though. That's the theory. So we're going to grab these. So that's just like an object that's been lifted. And now we're going to dismantle the tile underneath. And it saves having to have the sledgehammer for destroying the entire staircase, which is obviously works fine, but I don't got a sledgehammer. Oh, note to self, do not dismantle the floor underneath your feet, pansy. Now you've hurt yourself, you banged your knees, you sprained an ankle, bumps and bruises. But we learn and we move on. So zombie comes to the top of the stairs, and if they turn immediate left, they will crash down below. Same again here if they walk straight on. Now what I'm not sure about is, can zombies walk the diagonal? Maybe they can. But what I'm gonna do there is, when we come time to experiment with the fences, when I get another level of carpentry and can put up a fence there to attach the sheet rope, my theory is that that putting fences either side of what we're looking at, that blue chair, that they will try to fall over the fence and in the process fall down the hole. And that is my zombie trap, or my zombie defense anyway. So let's move this out of the way. Time to sit down and have a little bit of a think. And I'm going to call the episode there. She's bumped, bruised, but better for it.
Got a feeling that I might die tonight. Woke up in the